Hey, what's going on, y'all? Jay from JS Films. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel 1943 trailer that was showed in Unreal GDC 2024 State of the Unreal. So let's go ahead and check this out.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
Be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful, stand me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here, too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
All right, so that's the video, but what I'm going to do now is show you some of the behind the scenes that they showed in the State of the Unreal. Let's go check it out.
So Colin will be live in editor, and Roman will be on the virtual camera, just like he is at all of our performance capture shoots. So, if you all are ready, let's switch the feed and go back to that bridge environment. And let's see, yep, you're live, good, okay. So Colin, let's boom down and take a closer look at this environment. So to create a really immersive game experience, the characters and environments have to work together harmoniously. We can't just drop believable characters into a less than convincing world. So we need to start with authentic and densely detailed environments as the setting to our story. And look, because part of our story is set in 1940s occupied Paris, we needed the world to have a really believable and visceral level of detail and grit, as you can see here. So, Roman, why don't we focus on the ground here for a bit? Now look at that. That's an amazing amount of detail. It would have been nearly impossible to get something this complex to run in real time without the new features in 5.4. So, Kim, let's talk about some of the levels of detail that we're seeing here.
Sure. So, we're talking about Nanite's new adaptive tessellation feature. So, whilst Nanite lets you create environments like you're seeing here of incredible detail, the memory requirements can become impractical to realize for such a level of complexity across a huge level without the need for lots of instancing. And we thought that was a challenge and we wanted to deal with it.
So, Colin, let's actually strip this scene right down to the dirt so folks can see what we're talking about.
So, see how simple, this is relatively simple ground plane. Actually, let's show the triangle so you can actually see what's there. Just a few hundred triangles. Let's pop it back to the beauty render view. But with this new dynamic tessellation capability, we can actually displace that simple geometry and create new three-dimensional geometry of the quality that you're used to with Nanite. With nothing more than layering tile textures and using shader logic, you can make incredibly complex effects. So instead of me trying to explain it, let's get Colin to show the magic, and let's see a transformation of this face. This technique allows you to see an unprecedented level of geometric detail, but it's also memory efficient and can be changed dynamically in the runtime of your game. So things like footprints or tire tracks or even supernatural effects, if you would want them, can be visualized. And just to show how this simple geometry has now been transformed, let's have a look at the triangle view again. There you go. What you expect from nanite. So it's a really, really smart, interesting technique to actually get detail into the games without crazy, crazy amounts of geometry.
Let's switch it back to the detail view. Thank you. And of course, as you can imagine, this technology isn't just useful for the ground and for the ground terrain. It applies to every detail in the environment. So let's fly over to that pile of objects on the left over there, for example. And Colin, while we do, can you kill those headlights for me?
Cool.
Thank you. Okay, so imagine our challenge. We're trying to authentically recreate a harsh winter in occupied Paris. That means every prop, every object, every detail, every rooftop needs to be realistically blanketed in snow. So now let's show how we can dial up the snow accumulation on these objects, right? And of course, we can dial it back as desired.
It's making me feel chilly, actually.
Yeah, actually, it's a little cold up here.
Or maybe it's just nerves.
And remember, of course, like Kim said, thanks to this technology, this is all actual geometry. So you can see how tools like these would really empower even a small team to art direct and set dress their environments dynamically. It enables our artists to create a series of layers in the environment and then build up the complexity, layer by layer by layer. Now, speaking of set dressing, let's go check out that fire barrel over by the watchtower we saw earlier. Yeah, that's the one there. And let's turn on a light to really illuminate the smoke coming out of the barrel. Thank you. Look at that. That's amazing. We could have never achieved effects this realistic in the past.
So this is what we call heterogeneous volumes. In the past, effects like these would be done with particle sprites, but that's kind of a cheat that often breaks down and can look flat. It's nice from afar, but far from nice, as we say back in the UK. So if we look at the glow of the fire as it dynamically illuminates the volumetric smoke, you can see that light transmitting through the volume. You can also see that the smoke itself is casting shadows onto the world, but also itself. These volumetrics can also mix with more traditional effects as well. So if you do want to put particles in there, fog, or even cards, you can do it. It all works in a unified way. You can run the simulation, the smoke simulation, in Unreal Engine natively if you want, or you can import OpenVDB datasets as sparse volume textures, resulting in film quality visual effects, volumetric visual effects, all running in real time that are totally responsive to dynamic lighting.
Yeah, and it just looks incredible. Now, of course, all of this is just to help us tell our story, right? And a story is nothing without great characters. So let's head back over to the bridge and catch up with Cap. Now, an essential part of any character's persona, particularly a Marvel hero, is their look. And it can be really distracting if the outfit doesn't look as realistic and believable as the rest of the world. So you can see Cap's leather uniform fits just like you would expect in real life, with all the correct material properties and the complexity of creases forming as he moves.
From a technical perspective, this is where we can effectively utilize machine learning. We can set up and run complex simulations in a package like Houdini and import that data into UE. We then use this to train an ML model, producing film quality deformations that run in real time.
But none of this matters without great facial performances. So let's bring Azuri, T'Challa's grandfather and our Black Panther, into this scene, this time with his mask off.
But I know who you are, Captain. America's hero, dancing around in red, white, and blue underwear. That shield that you hide behind does not belong to you. You are unworthy of it.
All right, and as he pauses here, Roman, why don't you go in really close and really show everybody the detail that we have in these models. It's insane, right? Like,
Amazing.
It's essential for us to retain every nuance of the outstanding performance that our actor, Kari.
Bruh, it's just the teeth. That is the last piece of the puzzle. This looks great. It's just the teeth, man.
Payton brought to Azuri's character. What you just saw there were untouched metahuman animator solves. Mm-hmm. So working with the metahuman process, we've been able to honor our amazing actors' performances and faithfully transform them into equally powerful digital performances. Now, of course, it all starts with the actor's talent, and we're fortunate to have two of our cast with us in the audience today. So I'd like to introduce Drew Moorline, who plays Captain America.
Yay!
Yeah. And Kari Payton, our Black Panther. See, they hug. They're friends. They're not really fighting. It's all good. And of course, I want to take this opportunity to thank them and the rest of our wonderful cast for going on this incredibly crazy journey with us. And now, as a special treat, let's take a look at the entire bridge scene that you saw earlier. But this time, we'll keep Azuri's mask off to really showcase what we can do when all this incredible talent and all these amazing features come together. But remember, this is running entirely in real time.
Awesome.
That's far enough! I'm here on the business of the United States government.
Yours is not the only business here. Stay out of my way.
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone. Turn around, boy. Go home.
Look, pal, I don't know who you are.
But I know who you are. Captain, America's hero, dancing around in red, white, and blue underwear.
Says the man dressed like an overgrown house cat.
That shield that you hide behind does not belong to you. You are unworthy of it.
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
All in engine, and just to show there's no cheating going on, hey, Colin, can you show the editor and the sequencer timeline?
Right.
So it really is running on Unreal Engine.
We don't cheat. Yeah.
Yeah, why are we doing 30 frames per second though? Come on, man. What's going on here? Let's look at this timeline real quick. That's fake. I don't see any compiling shaders. There's no out of memory limit. I'm just kidding.
So, absolutely incredible. I've never seen performances in a video game that are so believable. The storytelling, the action, I can't wait. It's going to be so good to play. Anyway, Amy, Colin, Roman.
All right, so that's pretty much it for the demonstration and the trailer. So let's talk about this real quick. And I know I sound like a maniac, a lunatic, whatever you want to call it. Ever since MetaHumans came out, I've been saying this over and over and over again. I truly believe the MetaHuman technology is going to become the standard in the industry. Before, people thought MetaHumans were just toys. That's so cute, whatever. But from the people that I've talked to, big studios, VFX, Hollywood, game, AAAs, a lot of people are researching into this technology. And again, this showcases that. This is why that is. Because like I said, like I mentioned before, a couple of years ago, is MetaHumans are great, not because of their look, not because of the skin, the textures, none of that. They're amazing because of their facial bones, blend shapes, the rigs, right? That makes the MetaHuman. And now with MetaHuman Animator, I use the MetaHuman Animator with a used iPhone 12 mini, right? So all these technologies that you've seen right here are also available to us, even with the new pricing model that's going to be effective April this year. It's still going to be free for hobbyists and weekend warriors like us who just kind of want to have some fun. That's insane, man, to have this fidelity, to have this technology in our hands, and again, in not so foreseeable future, mix this with AI. I'm hoping that game engines with AI would create this beautiful, result together that's going to help us storytellers, whatever, dreamers you want to call it, into making our dreams into a reality. But there's a lot of stuff to talk about in this demonstration here. Some features that are key in Unreal Engine 5.4 that I'm going to be making separate tutorials so they're kind of easy to find. Tessellation is one of them. Heterogeneous, I said that right. Heterogeneous volume shadow casting is also one of them. You also saw some oval bokeh in there, so they're probably using the anamorphic camera in there. Doesn't have the distortion, unfortunately, but hopefully that will come. There's a lot of stuff in this that I'm going to be covering. But again, honestly, if this was a full feature animation movie, I would have watched it because it was truly, truly well made. It's well done and it's running well. I'm guessing they probably have an RTX 4090 on this. Nothing less. I wouldn't think. Even though it's a little small, it's still up there. And obviously they're using Lumen because unfortunately, and I'll talk about this later, deprecated ray tracing is gone in 5.4. So press F. They got rid of it. It's been deprecated since 5.1, but it's finally gone. I'm really sad because I actually like using deprecated ray tracing, but it's gone. Again, I've talked to some people. There are a lot more companies looking into this. Now, I can't say who they are just yet. Y'all are going to have to wait until they officially come out and say they're looking into it. But let's just say there is a metahuman uprising coming. Like, this is just a small portion of what's to come. And it's truly exciting to be in the front of this thing because it's really a revolution. This technology, Unreal Engine 5, metahumans, it's changing the industry, the video game industry, the film industry. I just saw in the State of Unreal they used Dune. They used Previs, Unreal Engine to Previs in the first Dune movie, and now they're making a Dune game. All right, so with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think about this demonstration here. Were you impressed? Were you like, whatever? Let me know, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.